Page 36, Little Brown Jug. Well, whatever page you've got for Little Brown Jug, it may not be page 36 depending on your book. So this is on page 36 and 37 in my book, but I'm going to refer to it as first page and second page in case your page numbers are different. Because the first two lines of the piece are on the first page and the rest of it's on the second page. Let's look this over. About a page and a half long. Treble and bass clef, one flat in the key signature. We're in the key of F major. Make sure you can do the F major scale. All the B's are flatted. 4/4 time signature, and we have a pickup note. So we're coming in on the and of 4. So the first 3.5 beats should be someplace else. Now we will look at the end, the last measure on the second page. You'll see there's 3.5 beats there. So that's good enough. Now let's take this one hand at a time. We're moving around a bit. The right hand, you're starting here. Don't forget the B flats. And it's 4 and 1. And 1 and 2 and 3 and then 2. I'd rather not do that. I don't want to come up. And if you have little hands and skinny fingers, it's fine. Yeah. But bigger hands, that didn't work very well. I want to stay out here. I don't want to be coming up in here. So I'm going to stay here and 2. Here. And here. Can you do a 3? Because this is the third full measure. Here, here, and then a 3 here, and then a 4. And now I'm back to theirs. And here, you don't have to use 1 and 5 on all of these. I prefer, if I want to do that, I do a 4 here. You can do 1 and 5 on all of them if you want. It just we need to get into more advanced fingerings as we go on, and this is one of those things. The second line's similar. Now, the last measure, the second line there on that page, I do it 5 here, and then 4 here, and a 2 1 here. Just so I don't have to put my thumb on that. I'm trying to avoid that if I can help it, because this is, if you got big fat fingers, that doesn't work very well. So now you got little hands and all, fingering in the book is fine. Second page, you lift up and go on. And I want you to thumb again. No. I just use thumb, I'm not going to use it again. No. Cross over, 2. 2, 4 on that. Now for the half note, you can do a 2 and 3. This way your fourth finger is ready for the next measure. We've had this before. Same thing, second line, 2. And here, you can do the 2, 3 on the half note again if you want. Well, okay. Third line down is the 8th note. It's really just a broken chord. I'm just playing it there. Now, if you want to avoid putting your thumb on that black key in the second measure, this third line down here, then on the first measure of that line here, instead of 2, use 3 and 4. And then you can 2. 2 and 3 again, just like we did up above. Same thing. 2 and 3 on the half note. I don't know how big your hands are, but there's just ways we can work to keep our hand out of up in here sometimes. I mean, sometimes you have to. You don't have a choice, but if possible, we avoid it. Now, the left hand's with broken chords. Pretty much it for the left hand, which is fine because we got a lot to think about in the right hand. So you put them together here. The idea. You don't have to go that fast, and you can hesitate all over. It doesn't matter. Just try and get the hands to work together. Now, once you do have it, then you can go back through it however many times and work on those spots and get rid of the hesitation so it's a steady beat. And after that, I think about the articulation. They don't give you much here. You can go ahead and connect this if you want. You can disconnect it if you want. They don't give you anything. It's up to you. What do you want to do? Now staccato. Flexing at the wrist. Here, short. This. Connect that. On the second page, accents. I suggest you separate a little bit. So there's a difference between separating the notes in the first two measures and the staccatos going on. See, those are short. There needs to be a difference between them. The third line down, you accent. Here you connect it all. Staccato. So once you have the articulation under control, then I think about the dynamics. That applies to the melody, which is the right hand. Moderately loud, mezzo forte with a hairpin, you're going to go up to loud to the half note. It's going to be loud. There's not a lot of difference between moderately loud and loud. You could almost start moderately soft, so you got a little more room. So you're just going to say most of you are getting louder to the end. Don't get loud. I mean, if you get loud, see, I'm already loud. That's too soon. So I'm pretty much staying the same. That hairpin, in my opinion, really could wait until probably the last measure of that line. Just that's the part that needs to grow. But they're giving you the idea to feel it as though you're getting more intense as you're going through. Here, and do it again. You go up to loud, and then on top the second page, then it's loud, but with the accent notes, that makes them very loud. Collapse the wrist on these, each one, boom, boom, boom. Don't tense up and play with it stiff. Don't start pounding. You come down. You grow up, you get the idea with the dynamics, I hope. It's just each of these in the second page, the first two measures of each line is loud, and then for the third measure you come down and go back up. On every line you come down and go back up. It's important. As far as the speed goes, well, Allegro's fast, but it's a happy song. It's a happy song. Oh, you don't have to go as fast as I go. You take your speed. And in fact, a lot of times this is done in a swing style, but it's up to you. By swing style, I mean we swing the rhythm. It's not 1 and 2 and 3 and. On the second page, third line. It's not 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2 and 3. Some people, you can do it that. Now, if you do that, you'll slow it down a little bit because you can't do a swing style on a real fast or real slow. It's got to be more in the middle. But how fast you would take those, that's how fast you would take it if you swing it. I'm not going to swing it in this lesson, but just giving you ideas on interpreting the music. Some people will do that. Now, you notice the form of the piece. Let's look at on the first page at the bottom at the end, there's a double bar line. That's the end of one section. Now we're going into another section. So the melody at the beginning, that's section A. And then we go into a second section at the top of the second page, different melody. That's section B. Then you get to the end of the second line there, you get double bars again. Now we're going into a third section here. Another melody. So it's got three sections here. So it's A, B, C is the form of the piece. So when you're learning it, you can tackle it just a section at a time. So you get section A down fairly decent. Then you go work on section B, forget section A, put it aside, focus on section B, get it down, and then put that aside and focus on section C, just one section at a time. Then you go back and put them together, and you'll find you can still do sections A and B. You will not have forgotten them so soon. You can still do them, but the point is don't always practice this starting at the beginning and going through, because you won't always get through. So the first part is pretty well, and then by the time you get toward the end, the third section, you can't play it. It's because you don't practice it very much. So if you can break it up and just do it a section at a time, you have a better chance of practicing it. Now some people will do it backwards, and they'll actually practice it starting with the last section, and they'll do that first. So they'll start with section C and learn that first, then do section B, and then do section A, and then put it all together, and that works too. Yeah. You need a method that allows you to practice it all pretty much the same amount of time. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics. I'll do the staccatos and I'll try and do the accents. The accents more, I'm just separating the notes on the accents. So I'll give us, what, 4 counts or so, 3.5 counts, and we come in to whatever. 1, 2, and ready and go. And